Hey guys, it's Sinem and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a full face using underrated makeup products. What that means is these products people barely use on YouTube anymore, or not even on YouTube, just barely use in general. And I really wanted to mention these products because they are really great products, and I just feel like they need to be discovered again or rediscovered again. So I really do think you guys will walk away with something from this video, and if you do walk away with something, comment below what products you think you will be buying. And I hope you guys really enjoy the video. This is the look I did and I really love how it turned out. Foundation is a tad bit dark, so if you do notice a difference, that is why. Apart from that, I think there's nothing else to say. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe and give the video a thumbs up, and let's just jump straight into the underrated makeup products that I recommend. So to prep my skin for primer, I'm going to be using the Cover FX Calming Primer, which I don't really hear people talking about, and this is a really great primer. I mean, it's definitely underrated. I like to use just a tiny amount and put it where the cheeks are mainly. And you can see the texture is almost like a moisturizer. A little bit up here and on the chin. So if you have sensitive skin, this would be a good primer. So for foundation, I didn't really find one that was super underrated. So the one that I decided to use today was the LA Girl Pro Coverage HD foundation, and I know a lot of people do still use this and love it, but it's just not one of those foundations you really see people using on YouTube. A lot of the times on YouTube you do see people using foundations like NARS or Giorgio Armani, Maybelline, and you don't really see people using this foundation, so that's why I'm bringing it up today again to use. I'm going to get my handy dandy palette. The shade I have is Fair. I believe that's the lightest one, which actually is still kind of a bit dark. But I'm going to do one pump of that and blend it in with a brush. I'm not using any brushes or tools today that are underrated, just because, I don't know, I just feel like people aren't really interested in brushes. They're more interested in the makeup. So this foundation is a little bit dark, but I always make it work with concealer. It gives you medium to full coverage, but doesn't give you a matte finish. It gives you a really nice, healthy finish. Okay, I have foundation on my hair, and I don't know how that happened. That is that for foundation. As you can see, it is a little darker, but it actually still pretty much works out. So next I'm going to go into concealer, and the concealer I'm going to use today is the MAC Mineralize Concealer. Now this one I feel like is really underrated because you barely see anyone use this, and I'm actually going to use it along with another product, and the other product I'm going to be using is the MAC Prep and Prime brightening pens. So these are brightening pens, and you can use them as concealer, but they are more for brightening and putting on top of your concealer. So I have two shades here. I usually just use Light Boost, which is the yellow. It's basically the same concept as the YSL Touche Éclat pens, and they also have another shade, Radiant Rose. They have a bunch of shades, but these are the two that I have. Radiant Rose is a little bit more pink, so I do like to use more of the yellow because that's great for brightening, but I thought I'd show you that there are more options in color. So I'm going to be using these two today. Now the reason I like the MAC Mineralize Concealer is because it's super hydrating, super lightweight, but gives me really good coverage without looking so heavy. So the shade I have here is NC20, and I really do like the brush tip on it as well. So I'm just going to put a little amount just where I have dark circles, just where the hollow is, and a little here as well, because it is pretty opaque and pigmented, so I don't want to go crazy. This could be a concealer for no makeup days as well, just because it isn't too heavy, and I just love how it looks under the eyes. I like to put a lot of this on because it also kind of acts like my concealer. And then I like to do a little on the nose, chin. I think I'm going to leave it at that. You guys will see it instantly highlights, like, look at that, crazy. tell me that doesn't look good right now. Like, it just looks so healthy. It looks so brightening. I'm just loving how my skin is looking right now. It doesn't look dry and matte and caked. It looks super skin-like, but still giving me coverage. So I do really like how these products are working well together. So now I'm going to set with a translucent powder just for my under eyes. I didn't really have one that was underrated, so the one I'm going to be using is the RCMA powder. I know this isn't that underrated, but for people that haven't heard of it before, this is a great affordable translucent powder. So you just need a tiny amount. So you can see it's definitely mattified, but it's given me a really nice feel to the look under the eyes. So I really love this powder. Doesn't beat my Laura Mercier though. Nothing will ever come close to that. It almost gives me like cheekbones. Look at that. Next I'm going into face powder, and the face powder I'm going to be using today is another kind of underrated one again. This is actually a Sephora collection powder. This one is the Microsmooth Baked Face Powder. This one is in Clear Light 15. I'm just going to be setting my foundation with this, and I love the colour of this as well because it's nice and yellowy. Golden is the word I'm looking for. And look, it just looks so smooth. Might be a little dark for me, but I don't mind. Next, I'm moving on to brows, and if you are new to my channel, I don't really do brows. When I do them for any occasion or glam look or anything like that, I actually really like to use this, and this one is an underrated one again. It's also another Sephora collection product. This is the Sephora Retractable Brow Pencil Waterproof. This is waterproof. It's really waxy as well, so it's going to stay put all day, and I'm using it in number 4 Midnight Brown, because if you have hair like mine, you never want to use anything too dark. What I like to do is always start from the tail, just do the top and bottom. Then when it comes to the front, I like to draw a line and then brush up, fill in the front. This side is too dark, but it gives me more definition because you can see I have some sparseness here. So I will clean this up with concealer anyway. But let's move on to the other side. So that is my brows done. You know what? They don't look that bad. So I'm actually going to really quickly skim through this. I'm just going to clean them up with a little bit of concealer, and I'll be right back. So I'm going to come back to the rest of my face later on, but I'm going to move on to eyes now. And I'm actually liking how everything is turning out so far. So I definitely need to start using these more. So for eye base, I'm going to be using something that no one really talks about, and this is the MAC 24-Hour Extended Eye Base. Now this one is clear and it's almost a silicone feel to it. The reason I like this one is because, one, it's really thin on the eye, so your eyeshadow is not going to look caked or anything like that, and it literally is 24 hours. It intensifies your eyeshadows, it makes them last really long, and it doesn't crease, so that is a plus in my books. So I'm going to use a tiny amount of it. You need a tiny amount as well. I mean, literally a tiny amount. And just put that on my eyes. I've used this a few times on my channel already, but I just can't with the colours. It is so right up my alley. It has burgundies, a nice green, browns, a yellow. This is an amazing shade. I wore this in my Anastasia Luminous foundation review, so if you want to see how it looks, go check that video out. It's a few videos down, but love this palette. I think I'm going to use this one today. Apart from the palette, I'm also going to use this Ulta Beauty Lustrous Foil Eyeshadow. I don't know where everyone has been. I haven't seen anyone use it. This one is in Rose Gold Leaf, and honestly, it is the best product ever. It's one of those foiled shadows, and it's $10. I can't. They have so many other shades. They have a like sparkly glittery black, they have a bronze, a pink, a gold. This is the rose gold. So I'm going to dig into Yas, which is this kind of champagne shade and just put that on the lid. And I'm going to top that off with that rose gold foil shadow. If you can hear a dog barking, I'm really sorry, but that's the neighbour's dog, so please excuse that if you can hear it. Hopefully my mic is not picking up the dog barking because it's driving me crazy. So next I'm going to go into my transition shade, and the one I'm going to be using is this one right here called Cookie. Love that shade. You know what, I'm going to leave it there and just add one more shade, which is this one called Iconic, and it is a light white gold shade for my inner corner. So I'm going to take that with my finger. I'm so excited. It's falling everywhere. You have to really press it into the eyes. I can't deal. Look at the difference. Look at the difference. So that's pretty much what I'm going to do to the eyes, and of course I will do mascara and eyeliner. So the eyeliner I'm going to be using today is one that is one of my holy grails, and I believe is underrated because I don't see anyone using it again. This is the MAC Brushblack liquid eyeliner pen, and I absolutely love this because it has a really fine point, as you can see. So that is eyeliner done, and for mascara I'm going to be using, I only have a sample of it. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Legendary Lashes Volume 2 mascara, and the reason I really like this is because it reminds me of the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. So it has a very similar brush tip applicator to it, so I really like this because it gives me really long lashes and volume. Moving on to my bottom lashes, I'm going to be taking Cookie, which was that brown, and I'm also going to be taking another shade, which is this one here, Gingerbread, and just put that on the lower lash line. Moving on to bronzer, the bronzer I'm going to be using today is the Laura Mercier Candle Glow Sheer Perfecting Powder in number 5. So I like to put this just on the cheekbones, just to bronze me up, give me a bit of warmth and a little bit of a sheen. Oh, I'm loving how this is turning out. And as you can see, I like to bring my contour up. I never just go like this, because then you have a really harsh line. So I like to buff it and bring it up. Moving on to blusher, I like using the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Blush. This one is in Dim Infusion, and this is a beautiful peach marbled blusher. It's baked as well, so I absolutely love baked products, and just the tiniest amount. It just gives you a really nice veiled, filtered look. So for highlighter, I'm going to be using the Gerard Cosmetics highlighter. This is the Star Powder in Grace, which looks like this. I'm going to take a little bit of Grace and apply it on the cheekbones. Just do a little bit above the brow. Ooh. All we have left to do now is lipstick, lip gloss and setting spray. So for my lip products today, I'm actually going to be showing you guys the Bare Minerals lipsticks. These are super underrated. This one is in Tutu, which is a nice mid-tone pink. And then we have Crush, which is a little lighter. Well, actually a little more peachy. So that one is Crush. That one is Tutu. I'm going to go for Crush today just because it has a little bit more peachiness to it. And then for lip gloss, I have these Makeup Revolution lip glosses. And these are the lip toppers, I believe. Yeah, lip toppers. This one is in Luxurious. This one is in Exquisite. These are super moisturizing as well. And then I'm going to go into Exquisite. Wow, a little too pink, I think, so I'm going to go in with the gold. Okay, that's better. So for setting spray, I'm going to be using the Charged Water Setting Spray by MAC. This is the Skin Hydrating Mist. I talked about this in my Pack With Me video. This is the best setting spray ever. Not only does it hold your makeup in place, but it hydrates your skin. It makes it look really, really refreshing and skin-like, and doesn't look powdery or look like you're wearing makeup. So I absolutely love this stuff. Really, really underrated. So I don't know about you guys, but I really like how the look turned out. And as you can see, using underrated makeup products or products that you haven't used in a really long time really do give you the same effect as products that you are using nowadays. So I do feel like if you have makeup that you haven't used in a long time, bring it back up, use it in your routine again, because they do need to be used, and we all have makeup that hasn't been used in a long while. So I really, really do recommend just, you know, bringing back old products and trying them out again. So I think that is it for me, and as usual, if you guys haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate it. Give the video a thumbs up, and until then, I'll see you guys all in my next video.